given to EasyBus, Pioneer EasyBus Company, this was projected as Sebagala's grand initiative when he was becoming mayor. And now you've been given a concession. I'm looking at the documents here. You are required to put on the road 525 buses.
522.
525.
22.
City buses. The procurement process for a city bus operator has now been concluded and has culminated into the award of a 60-month concession for the operation of up to 525 city buses along 9 routes in the eastern and western zones. 2 out of the 4 zones of the city created for this purpose.
Yes.
So that's this is official communication from Papala City Council. Bernard asked you a question before you took the break.
My experience.
What do you bring? You as Senoga and you as Pioneer EasyBus.
First of all, as Senoga, I think I bring the uniqueness. I bring the vision of transforming public transport in this city. First of all, I give you a background. You ask, what's your background? Most people currently in public transport, whenever you mention Fred Senoga, they will tell you how long I've been in this industry. Initially, you should remember that in the early around to late 1999 there and 2000, the early that one, I was involved in the current taxi industry.
Utoda?
Yeah, not Utoda. I initiated a group called Freeline Taxi Club, and remember that was the same idea, that I strongly believe you needed a group here to transform this industry. I looked lots of faults in. Even we looked at a stage whereby they bidded this tender for Kampala. Unfortunately, I don't know what politics came on. The tenders were not awarded. Then I didn't stay. I'm just giving my landing curve. I moved from there. I took up a tender to manage a tender in Jinja. I managed that tender as a Freeline, Busia, Liantonde, Nakasongola, Fort Potro, and there are a few others in a span of 1 year. Basically on this vision idea that what are the current problems in the taxi industry? These are what they are facing now. These are the things which I was telling them like 10 years ago. Until in late in around 2004, that's where the idea came. I think I landed to
the idea of the bus.
Yeah, the idea of the bus. I landed to very good consultants. I think we are looking on different projects here in the council. It doesn't make sense to change today Fab Ferida and tomorrow JB and so on when they set the future for Kampala is buses. It will take long, but you need someone who could look into this vision. Then all those years I started just running all over the world, looking at different mode of public transport all over the world. You will find that I think I may be one of the most traveled, understudied public transport in Africa, in Europe, in South America. Then in 2005, said now is the time. Then now is the time to start popularizing it on the ground. So you formed Pioneer EasyBus. Then Pioneer EasyBus, the first 1-2 years was to popularize it. That's why you hear when people call it Sebagala buses. That was a phase of popularizing the bus project, because there was a lot of issues people had with buses. They were saying CityLink buses, Ugandans, they only prefer 14-seaters. You told us it's too powerful, you can't introduce buses on the city. The first 2 years was lobbying around and so on. Eventually I thought that now maybe we're having a breakthrough. What do I need? Physically prove that it can work. That's where we procured the famous buses you're talking about.
How many were they?
We had over 15 buses.
15?
Yeah, 15 buses. And those 15 buses, as I told you, they were not ideal city buses, but they proved the point that yes, people are yearning for buses, but the challenge was that you could not add on new buses because of the regulatory framework. There was no regulatory framework. The city council had to get with the local government, finance, Minister of Transport Solicitor General, until they agreed a framework, which a framework took up to 3 years, whereby they decided to tender it and divide Kampala into zones. That's where I am.
Fred Senoga, I'd like to know from you, how big in financial terms is the public transport industry in Kampala? Would you know?
It's massive.
But you should have studied it before you.
Yeah, it's a massive big investment. Yeah, in terms, with public transport, you don't look only what it costs to buy the assets. It's like currently you don't look only in terms of what it costs to buy the current taxis if you put in them, but the multiplier effect. I strongly believe is one of the biggest investments here.
Estimated at about how much?
I think we should reach into even $1 billion.
$1 billion US.
Yeah.
This is over 12 months, over what period of time?
In what way? That's a directly payment, you mean? Now I'm looking at the whole broad industry, yeah? The whole broad industry. But if you're looking at just assets you need to move the numbers, that one, if you're just looking for assets to move the numbers without $150 million, you can't pull it off.
Do you have that money?
For the concession which we are giving for 552, I can comfortably say, yes, we moved a very long way and we have the resources.
That's not really.
Yes.
It creates raises a lot of questions.
Put directly, how much money are you putting into procuring these buses and getting them actually, hiring the drivers, getting,
the whole project fully. The buses will come in like in 100, in the tranches of 100, yeah.
Over what period?
We have a 9 month. Yeah,
9 months.
We have a 9-month period. The whole, you spend no less than $70 million US. You
made your first order already, have you?
Yes.
Where are the buses coming from?
They are coming from China.
From China?
Yes.
Can we trust the Chinese?
The group we are getting the buses, this is the biggest bus manufacturer currently in the world. And the quality is, there are no shortcuts on the quality. They're quite expensive, but the quality is quite very good.
Over the last 3 years, you've been piloting bus transportation for public mass movement in Kampala. What's been your record?
What's been our record?
Your record of safety. Because that's another critical question for Ugandans to ask.
I think I would say that the record for safety was very, very good. We, in the span of 3 years, on the records, we had, I think, only one major, what we'd call a major accident. These small bumpy and so on, someone knocked my indicator, those ones we had. I think we had roughly like 22 accidents on the books. And you can...
How many people did you lose?
None.
You said you had one serious one.
Yeah, but not without death.
And was that error of your drivers? Was that the mechanical condition of your buses?
No, those are challenges we faced, that because there was no regulatory framework. Now, when we started introducing our own buses, which we are controlling, there was too much pressures from other angles that why don't you even allow other people just each one to buy 1 or 2 buses and throw it in
taxi style.
So with that pressure through TLB and so on, we allowed a few of our colleagues who are operating currently buses downtown. So even that bus
to get
in city transport, but the problem we face, you could not control the maintenance, you could not do driver. Even that one who had an accident, the color was Pioneer, but it wasn't Pioneer bus, But because of those issues, that's why this concession, I think, will definitely help to transform that.
Mr. Senoga, I'm asking this question knowing very well it would be better directed at KCC, but in most cases, and you said you've traveled all over the world, the city or the government would somehow have a stake in this as well. So is there any stake? Does government own any shares in Pioneer Easy, or it's a purely private thing? And whether you think that's the way to go.
That's why thank you very much for asking that question. Currently, that's the way the whole cities are being run. Such a project, apart from state council, the government would have had in hand to make sure that, first of all, you pull it off. There is a public good, but currently I tell you that they don't have a single shareholding, apart from the regulatory framework, whereby KCCA is the lead agency. Ministry of Transport is to come out with a statutory instrument which will govern the city bus operation. The only thing is small comfort, which is non tangible, looking into other projects which they've looked at. The Ministry of Finance is guaranteeing the performance of KCCA under this concession. Basically, it says that in the 60 months or the 5 years, we guarantee that we'll make sure the bus stops are there, the bus lane. Those are the simple things. That's the only comfort. Whereas this project, the government would have in a stake, or the government would have come to a sovereign guarantee, because this is a public good. Did you make an
offer to the government to buy a stake into your business?
Yes, we lobbying the government, even to state council, even government, and the government, and we are not getting anywhere.
And is there? How much will you be paying KCCA? Is it per month? Is it per year?
No, in the negotiated terms, it will be every bus which is registered, because these buses are city spec. They want to operate outside our zone. The zone is around 20-25 kilometers here. They have this provisional city on site. Every bus you register on the road, you'll be paying a monthly amount directly to KCCA.
How much is that?
We'll start with around 300,000 Uganda shillings per bus per month.
per bus per month.
Yeah,
300,000.
yeah.
you can
Apart
actually
from that,
per bus
per month. Apart from that, we'll pay, and that doesn't mean whether you worked on Sunday or Monday in the garage. Every month it's like the road license which we had. So every month, every bus must have a sticker. Apart from that, we'll pay in the CBD. City Council will convert the current some of the multiplex spots into bus lane, and Pioneer Easy Bus, for using that lane, will be paying equivalent to a monthly sticker for multiplex for the lane. So every spot, that's another income. Another one which you'll find awkward, that they've given us a right. We will only stop at a gazetted bus stop. We are not using any infrastructure in the CBD. We don't need taxi parks. So every bus stop which is gazetted, we have to put the what you call road furniture, the infrastructure. It will be put up by Pioneer money. We'll just manage it and clean it. But still, we'll still be paying some fee to State Council. By I think they charge per bus stop. Is it issues for advertising? So you find that we are carrying the whole load.
But you could get your own advertisers. You could negotiate with Coca-Cola, for example, to advertise at those bus stops.
Yeah, but
that would be some income to you.
Yeah, but if we don't get them, remember, end of the day, it would have been our investment.
All right.
You can't
We need to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
It's live. It's hot.